Okay, let me give you guys some context. So there was this claim that, and I did not get deeply into this. There was this claim that there is this company called Builder AI, and Builder AI is basically a service that provides like an AI that creates software for you. But it was so good that someone accused them of using Indian engineers instead of AI to actually write the code, which that does not make sense for a lot of reasons. But I did not go deeper into it. I just thought that's all it was. Somehow they must have done it. Maybe they must have made the software load for like 30 minutes, and that's why uh, the programmers would have been actually able to wipe code a software, make it work well, and give it to the users. But I did not actually watch any videos about it. And now I've just read this article. Uh, where did it go? Huh. I've now just this article, and now I'm just confused because they say that all of those claims are fake. Now I just don't know what's going on right now. So let me just, matlab, let me just check what's going on here. If people actually thought that they were 700 engineers, because that does not make sense.
That there are tons of other bullshit you have to do for this agreement.
I think I just skipped through I'm so confused. Builder AI scam. What is going on? What happened actually? Okay, I did watch this video. So the summary I had in my head
this
must have
time.
been
But
from
if your
here.
goal is to make last week, Builder.ai, a UK-based startup,
The the T3 chat guy, I don't remember his name, sorry. And Fireship is that they actually did hire engineers to do the work instead of AI, which that's stupid. But did they actually do it? I don't know. Okay, let's get into this article. Originally published in an eye-catching detail widely reported by media and on social media about the bankrupt business Builder AI last week was the company faked AI with 700 engineers in India. Microsoft-backed AI startup chatbots revealed to be human employees. That's the tagline. Builder AI used 700 engineers in India for coding work it marketed as AI powered. Builder AI faked AI with 700 engineers now faces bankruptcy and probe India's business standard. Okay, so this is what people are saying. It did go bankrupt because of the financial scam it did. But now this article is saying that they did not actually fake having the AI. The AI was actually really good. So let's just go through what George Oroz has to say. Design challenge a system with 700. Okay, we've put on our evil hacker villain mask and put ethical considerations in the bin. Our goal is to build a system where 700 engineers pretend to be working AI system all without using any artificial intelligence. Also, it's the year 2024 in this experiment. So how do we pull it off? The naive approach, have the devs write code and assume that will never be more than 700 parallel sessions in play. User submits. Yeah, so this was my problem with it. Ki it's if it's a billion-dollar company, then there might as well be like a few thousand people using it at the same time, right? So what are 700 Indian developers going to do? मेरा मैसेज अरे दिख रहा है भाई वीडियो रिकॉर्ड कर रहा हूँ रुक जा User submits a prompt, create a to-do app or add a way to upload the to-do, select a developer who's free, start typing out the program, return the first version. Yeah. So that would be the simple approach. And the problem with that is latency. No user will believe if it takes 10 to 30 minutes to provide a response. In that scenario, the deception is likely to be quickly exposed. What's needed is faster response time so customer could be fooled into believing they're interacting with a machine. Basically, what's called for is something akin to mechanical Turk. The mechanical Turk, also known as the automaton chess player, or simply the Turk, was a fraudulent chess player machine constructed in 1770, which appeared to be able to play a strong game of chess against a human opponent. For 84 years, it was exhibitioned on tour by various owners as an automaton. The machine survived a continued giving occasional exhibition until 1854, where a fire swept through the museum where it was kept, destroying the machine. Afterwards, articles were published by son of the machine's owner, revealing its secret to the public that it was an elaborate hoax suspected by some, but never proven in public while it still existed. So there was a person sitting there that was playing chess against them. So yeah, so that's what they're trying to create. Back to the current problem and applying the inspiration of the 18th century chess machine containing a concealed human to improve latency and decrease user suspicion, we could perhaps stream what the assigned developer typed. User submits a prompt, create a to-do app, select a developer who's free, pool of 700 whose job is it to pretend to be AI, start typing out the program, return the first version, and while that is happening, characters appear every few seconds. This is better, but it remains a giveaway that the system is slow to complete basic tasks. So, what about incentivizing our developers with a bonus for completing tasks under 3 minutes and allowing them to use any tool they want? Incentives are powerful, so it's likely the following is observed. User submits a prompt, create a to-do app or add a way to upvote, select a developer who's free, pool of 700 developers who pretend to be, start typing out the program, can use any tools that devs want, documentation tools, returns the first version. About a 3 minute delay. Let's say they can do a 3 minute delay. That's an assumption. That's not possible, by the way. We did it. We managed to fake a good enough AI. But wait, how exactly did the devs complete their task within the arbitrary time frame of 3 minutes? To find out, questions are asked, and this is what we see. User submits a prompt, creates a to-do, selects a developer, starts typing out the program, passes on the prompt to ChatGPT or Claude, copies the result, and returns first version. In which case, why wouldn't Builder AI just use the AI? Wait, what? Devs pretending to be AI would use AI to deliver the output in time? This is a logical approach for 2024 when LLMs were already more than capable of generating high quality code. And this is why it would be irrational to hire 700 developers to pretend to be AI last year, where there were already LLMs that did this much better. Exactly. That's why I'm confused. Like, where is this news coming from? If you hired a competent engineer in 2024 to design a system that takes a prompt and pretends to be AI. They could use any tool they liked, and there was 700 devs for the project. What they build would look something like this. User submits a prompt, and then it goes to ChatGPT, Claude, or another LLM, and then it wouldn't even touch the developers. Spoiler: Builder AI did exactly this as well. Natasha's tech stack. Builder AI first showcased the idea of Natasha. Am I pronouncing that right? In 2021, well before ChatGPT was announced. Back then, Natasha was positioned as a personal app builder, and it was clear that the solution worked with a network of geeks who built app to spec. To to product promised a cost estimate upfront and a schedule. The idea was that by taking thousands of projects, the team behind Natasha could create reusable building blocks that sped up building websites and mobile apps. Makes sense. In December 2023, 1 year after ChatGPT was released, Builder AI announced Natasha CodeGen as your always-on software development partner. In 2024, the company demoed Natasha CodeGen in a series of videos which show code generation happening as well in the video. There's a cut, and the video returns the React code is generated. I've confirmed with former engineers at the company that behind the scenes, the system ran for a few minutes before the code generation. Natasha was aimed to be an AI tool for the whole software development cycle: idea planning, code generation, testing, generate code, create a PR. A team of 15 engineers worked on Natasha CodeGen. Most engineers were based in UK with around 3 in India. At its peak, Builder AI team was circa 30 people. I don't know what circa means. On top of building Natasha, the team was building and maintaining many AI products and services. One ex-engineer there told me they thought a lack of focus contributed to the company's demise. The tech stack behind Natasha: Python, Ruby on Rails, React, and GPT. The team built a set of coding benchmarks that they ran whenever a new model came out and chose the model that worked best for their use case. Natasha had a grander vision that to be a code generator tool. It was the code name for AI projects inside Builder AI, like Microsoft using Copilot for all its project names, not only GitHub Copilot. Other products using Natasha brand name. A chatbot that custom. Hi Ashwin, what's up? We're just reading this article for a video. I'll give you context. A chatbot that customers and developers could talk about their codebase and instruct to implement certain features. A knowledge graph, a vector database storing relationships between features. Um, to predict how ML models to predict how long it would take to implement a specific request by the customer. What about the 700 developers? Builder AI had a working code generation platform built by around 15 engineers. So why did it need to hire hundreds more in India? One thing: Builder hired 300 internal engineers and kicked off building internal tools, all of which could have simply been purchased, including Builder Home, Builder Meet, Builder Tracker, and Builder Whiteboard, Builder Chat, and SenseiBot. Okay. One reason Builder AI failed to grow revenue as quickly as investors were told it was doing was likely due to the lack of focus and rebuilding tools that already existed without anything novel. Builder AI also sold an external development network on top of Natasha. There were around 500 to 1,000 engineers employed through outsourcing companies like Globlant, Tatva, and others. Ta- Tatvasoft. मेरे को क्या हो गया भाई? These devs were based in places like Vietnam, Romania, Ukraine, Poland, and other countries, as well as India. Last year, the company was working on more than 500 client apps. This number of outsourced dev is likely to be the origin of 700 developers in India claim that went viral. Former engineers at Builder AI told me that there were internal conflicts about what was the main product. Was it the Natasha ecosystem, including the code generator, or the bespoke software development service that Builder AI offered to the customer? The company built Builder IDE with a team of internal 20 devs, and Natasha helped the hundreds of outsourced developers build app for customers. Builder IDE included facial recognition to verify the developers matched the profile in the system. It also had a fraud detection system that monitored usage. The system flagged cases where contractors billed for 8 hours but had ac- but had been active in IDE for less. Fraud around developer hour worked versus recorded were rampant for 2 years, according to Yash Mittal, former associate product director at Builder AI. He wrote, the primary bottleneck of scaling the business was our external developer network. Another pioneering effort by Builder AI involved onboarding developers globally to customize solutions on our platform using our IDE. However, we didn't anticipate the significant fraud that would ensue, leading to prolonged and intensive cat and mouse game lasting nearly 2 years before we finally got it under control. Downfall: Builder AI went bust after the emergence of allegation of accounting fraud. The Financial Times reported that the lender to the company seized remaining funds once a financial audit revealed that the company had apparently misled investors about revenue. So this is apparently the true part. Builder AI submitted provisional accounts to its auditor showing large reduction to prior revenue estimates. According to people familiar with the matter, these figures showed that a prior 220 million estimate for 2024 revenue had been revised to around 55 million, while previously reported 2023 total sales figure of 180 million would be restated to roughly 45 million, the people added. Lenders withdrawing their capital below blew a hole in the accounts, and the fraud allegations ensured no new investor wanted to sink money into the business. The company's fate was sealed. The company spoke with the engineers who worked at Builder AI, and they feel disappointed and a bit bitter about the experience. I talked with three engineers who were incredibly disappointed at the company's collapse and said they didn't spot any warning signs. After all, Builder AI raised money from Microsoft, which itself was a strong vote of confidence. One dev told me he trusted Builder AI's leadership because former CEO Sachin Dev Dugal won Ernst and Young's World Entrepreneurship of the Year award as recently as last year. These engineers did solid work, created an AI system that felt like it was on par with the capability uh, terms with like Devin and Factory. Unfortunately, the viral claim that Builder AI used human devs to pretend to be an AI has them fearing impact upon their career prospect. This is why I want to share the truth about Builder's AI tech stack. That there was no conspiracy to deceive users into interacting with 700 devs in the mistaken belief. They were working with a cutting edge AI. The devs did solid work, and the company's demise was totally unrelated to their effort. Okay, so the claim was that Builder AI literally hired 700 developers to, just kind of scam their customers, and that would be a problem with their development team. But apparently, while yes, they did the financial scam, allegedly or whatever, they did not do the 700 dev scam. Their system was just so good that this claim seemed plausible, which is crazy. Because if Builder AI is shutting down, that means we've just lost a really good competitor in the AI coding space. Let's just look it up. Is Builder AI shutting down? Okay. Now they have 2.4 stars on Glassdoor. That is sad. ठीक है. So it's still not clear whether or not they are shutting down. Now, also, I find it hard to believe that the devs joining then high-flying AI companies could have knowledge of machination taking place at the executive management level of the business. So, where did the viral claims about 700 devs pretending to be an AI originate? The Financial Times tracked it down to a post for an account from an account X. The Natasha neural network turned out to be 700 Indian programmers. The startup Builder AI offered to write any application like in a constructor by selecting the necessary functions. In reality, customers' request was sent to Indian office where 700 with the help of the scam, the Indian startup attracted 445 million in investment from major IT giants, including Microsoft, over 8 years. At the same time, the application written by AI constantly glitched, the code was unreadable, and the functions did not work. In general, everything was like real artificial intelligence. After the deception was exposed, the startup officially went bankrupt. Okay, so there's a lot of stuff wrong with the post itself as I read it. They did not go bankrupt because of the scam. They went bankrupt because they did a financial scam. They did not go bankrupt because of the 700 developers. Let me rephrase. So this one misinformed tweet has caused all this. Let's just read further. The fake claim in the post caught people's attention, including finance newsletter writer Linus Bellunas, who shared it with his more than 500,000 LinkedIn followers and many publications quoted this post. Wild. Okay, an AI startup which was, it turned out founders Sachin they had reportedly faked revenue. Somehow the company was able to keep the scam going for 8 years. The Qatar Investment Authorities is one of the biggest losers in this saga. They led 250 fundraising 2 years ago. I guess for some AI equals to actually Indians. PS, check out Linus. Okay, this is just now this is just disappointing. So some guy made a fake claim on Twitter. From that, some finance writer who clearly does not understand anything about AI wrote a LinkedIn post without doing his research. And since it was coming from a credible source like him, credible, everyone believed it, including people like Fireship and T3. This is a good reminder of the importance of checking source and to be extra skeptical about social media posts. This also applies to me. Last week, this publication was among those reported claims. This is why I consider it important to recognize the error and go get the full story by talking to people who worked at Builder AI. If your team is looking to hire engineers with experience building real AI system, the Builder, okay, ठीक है, that makes a lot more sense now. Lot more sense because that claim just sounded like nonsense, right? And people like Fireship and T3 were actually saying that it was true, and that's why I just didn't think much about it. I just believed it. But this article makes a lot of sense. I believe this more than anything. Because you just 700 you just can't make $1 billion company by faking AI with 700 Indian developers. It's just stupid. You just cannot do that. Anyways, Hopefully, you guys have your doubts cleared. Thank you for watching. Tada. Bye bye. Back to the stream.